We have Mike Burness, a surfing legend, joining us here today, another Durbanite in our midst. Mike started surfing at 8 years of age and has peaked world number 7 in 1985 and has surfed competitively in the 1980s. Mike, thank you for joining us here today.
Yeah, thanks very much for inviting me. It's great to be here in Jeffreys Bay with the waves pumping like usual.
Absolutely. Now, tell us, Mike, can you share with us your very first experience of surfing at Super Tubes and how that impacted your relationship with J-Bay?
Well, the first time I actually came to Jeffreys Bay was when I was 9 years old with my family. But those days I never surfed supers because obviously the waves were too scary for me. But I did surf the SA Junior Surfing Championships here in 1980, and we had pumping waves, and Martin Potter actually came second to me, and he became a world champion. So
wow.
Yeah, it's has fond memories of Jeffreys Bay and supers for me.
Mike, what's the most profound difference between professional surfing in the 1980s compared to today?
A lot of things are quite similar. The only difference today is it's much harder to get into the events. Now there's a whole process where you got to surf, different levels of the WSL to qualify. Whereas in the 70s and 80s, you could just enter the event, and then once you got through the trials, you'd go up against the top 16. So that's the only difference. That's something which was probably better then, because then local guys could compete against the world's top guys. Whereas nowadays it's a bit more like a closed book.
Well, we're talking about the 80s. Have you got any of your original surfboards? And if so, which ones were your favourite?
Well, the boards I ride today are fairly similar to what I used to ride then, just obviously they're much lighter and a lot thinner than those days, but I still round a rounded pin surfboard, a thruster, which I surfed in the 80s on the world tour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. You recently won the over 60s Masters and Dave Fish Trophy. Congratulations. To what do you attribute your success this time round?
Well, I've tried to keep surfing regularly, and obviously still surf the competitions, keeps me in shape a bit. And my son Bryce is also a good surfer.
Okay.
So he's the one that makes me surf even when the waves are bad. So yeah, it's been good. With him being, he's quite a good support system for me. So
yeah, you keep each other accountable.
That's correct. Yeah, it keeps us out the house and busy in the water, which is good,
Mike, you are a surf veteran and you've got a lot of wisdom and knowledge. What advice would you impart to the next generation of surfers?
Yeah, what I'd say, for young guys wanting to compete professionally, the most important thing is competition. And what they got to do is surf as much as possible, enter all the contests, and try and better themselves that way. And then as they get better, the level of competition they can increase by.
What's most rewarding about competing in Masters levels events?
Look, I suppose the best thing about it is that it's generally easier, because as the guys get older, they get lazier, and there's not as many guys competing. So that's probably one of the benefits,
Okay, Mike, if you could catch one wave in the world, where and why?
I always enjoyed going to Hawaii because the waves are very consistent there, and I think a place like Pipeline would be one of the places I'd choose, but definitely not with the crowds they have there today.
Okay. Well, considering you are a master, if you could choose one of these young guns, who would you surf up against?
I don't know if I'd have the courage to surf against any of these guys. They're a little bit too good for me now, but I think the Brazilians are surfing really well. So a guy like Felipe Toledo or maybe Italo would be one of the guys I'd choose,
Now, I believe you're a J-Bay local. What do you like to do when you're here? What's your favourite food or hangout? Do share with us.
Yeah, we moved here 4 years ago from Durban, and it's been really nice living here. A nice, quiet town, and obviously the waves when they come are very, very good. As far as food goes, there's a lot of good choice. Nina's is a very popular place with a surf theme, and then you got coffee shops like In Food. J-Bay Brew Company is also good. So yeah, there's definitely no shortage of choice here.
Yeah, we do have many artisanal coffee routes here in J-Bay, so lots of good food and coffee. I agree with you. Now, in closing, what's your expectation for this event this year?
Yeah, I think the main thing is that it shows the quality of the waves that we have at Super Tubes. It's been a little bit slower than other years, but still some pumping waves, and the guys have really been surfing good. And Friday is looking like it's going to be pumping again.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it looks like it's a great turnout for the year, which is wonderful for the town.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Mike, for joining us. Enjoy
Pleasure.
the rest of your stay with us.
Thanks very much for inviting me on the show.